Hey guys, what's up? It's Super Pickle here from SteamFirst.com, and today I'm going to be bringing you a little bit of a different review. Normally I do small games that we get sent by developers or other such things, you know, some low-key things. But today I'm going to be bringing you something of a bigger title. Now, if you are familiar with the ElderScrolls series, you know, Morrowind, Skyrim, Oblivion, and all that fun, mystical, magical stuff, then you probably have heard of and may have an opinion on the Elder Scrolls Online. Now, I've been playing this game maybe a year now. As you can see, I'm up to level 31, but recently I haven't been able to usually play, and but the good thing about it is that it does not come with a subscription fee anymore, so you don't have to pay to play like you used to. There is still a pretty steep price to buy the game itself, but you know, as a great man once said, things that go up must always come down. So eventually in the future, we hope, pray, and believe that they will probably lower that down to something a little bit more suitable for the average gamer that doesn't want to spend $60 on a game. But enough of the prices and all that jazz. Why don't we take a look? Why don't we show you what this game's all about? Now, in this game, I'm just gonna go ahead and take you through. Go ahead and delete one of these characters, and I'll show you. I'll take you through a couple of the cooler things in this game. In this game, you have your choice of alliances. I'm going Daggerfall Covenant, the Dominion, or the Ebonheart Pact. Each of these has its own different races that apply to its alliances. For the Daggerfall Covenant, you have the Bretons, the Orcs, and the Redguard. The Dominion, you have High Elf, Wood Elf, Khajiit. For the Ebonheart Pact, you have Argonian, Dark Elf, and Nords. Also, for a DLC, they have also added the Imperial Race along with an Imperial horse. The Imperial Race does not belong to any single faction, which is something really cool that they kind of added in. You can actually choose, what faction, and then just click on Imperial, and you'll still be Imperial, but you'll be in a different faction. So, why don't we go ahead and do that? And for the sake of making this video cool, we'll just make him do I want to make him a Nord, or we'll make him an Imperial. I'll take you guys through what I like to call a Ranger build, which I'll explain later in this video, or maybe a longer video. This is going to be a bit of a longer review because it is such a big game. I do not think I'll be able to fit it all into 5 minutes. It probably might be like around 10. So I hope you guys stick around for that. But in this game, there's a lot of customization that they really did a very good job on with their development. It takes in count, different, portions of the body. You can go masculine, large, thin, or somewhere in between. So you can have your little scrawny weakling turn into a hero, or you can have the that one guy in school that everyone kind of doesn't look at because people think he smells weird, but he's really cool. He likes action figures and comic books and stuff, and you end up being best friends and all that jazz. And then he ends up losing 60 pounds, and all the girls go crazy for him after high school. But we'll just make an average looking dude, somewhere right in the middle. I'm not gonna go into too much detail, but yeah, you can go into torso, chest, gut, waist, arm, hand, hip, posterior dimensions. Make sure you got a big old booty. Look at that bubble butt. Leg size, foot size. They really did go into a really deep amount of detail in this game. Going through every single possible choice that you could do. You can even change the voices that your character has. But we're just gonna leave that there. You can change the age, the adornment, which is basically your mustache area. You can change what kind of scruff your dude's got going on. Head marking is basically just all this makeup and stuff. More customizable options for the face structure, eye color, eye customization, brows, eyebrows, yada yada yada. So yeah, just you know, your general layout, but a lot of detail went into being able to make your character. And so these are the classes that you get. And there's a couple to choose from, and it also gives you the option to look at the novice or veteran gear. So right now we'll just start from the top. The Dragonite. Basically, this is going to be your tank. If anyone knows anything about MMORPGs and their lingo, a tank is someone who typically takes most of the damage and does a fairly moderate to large amount of damage themselves. Usually, they like to wear heavy armor and, you know, go for more health and strength than most people. For the veteran gear, you'd kind of do what they expect, you know, shield and sword to make them last longer, and heavy armor and all that good stuff. A sorcerer, kind of a mage or a DPS, maybe a healer if that's your preference. Typically, these people wear light clothing, you know, cloth and other things like that, you know, like light leather and things that'll make them run faster and unrestrict the flow of magic, as some games like to put it. Basically, what they do is they use staffs and light armor, and also I believe special, I think certain races have higher magicka than that, and see, that's pretty cool. I think there's lightning, fire, and ice. Lightning, fire, ice, and I think there might be another one. Oh, healing, duh. And the veteran gear, it looks pretty cool. Makes you look kind of like a priest, you know, like a healer would. How you think a really cool, badass wizard would look like. And Nightblade, this is what I typically go for if I'm doing a ranger, and I'll explain that a little bit in this video. Nightblades are usually your quote-unquote rogues. I don't really go for the rogue thing because I'm not really a thief, and I usually like to keep it clean. I kind of go for the hero feel of the game. They do rely a lot on stealth and critical damage, also speed, and you know, keeping the medium armor like leather and stuff like this. Veteran gear, usually they would go for something like this. You know, maybe a little plated leather and probably dual swords and stuff like that to keep them light, fast, and still deadly. Normally they would go for a lot more stamina and more health because their armor can't keep up. See, they would typically probably either do straight DPS or maybe you know, DPS and pulling mobs and then running back and let the tank take over. But then there's Templars, which is probably one of my favorites. Templars is it's a hybrid between a tank and a healer. Basically what happens is they can deal a large amount of damage to a large group of enemies in a short amount of time, but they can also heal their, you know, fellow players at the same time. So typically they would go for heavier armor, kind of like a tank, but also they would usually go for a two-handed weapon, and they usually stick to magicka. They kind of do an equal balance between magicka, health, and stamina. So we're gonna go ahead and go for a Nightblade, and we're gonna name him. What should we name him? Jeff the Quick. Jeff the Quick. That's his name. We've made Jeff. I'm not going to actually take you guys through the tutorial. I'm going to let you guys go do that by yourself if you so wish. But if you do want me to do a playthrough of this game on Steam first, please let me know. Like this video, subscribe, you know, comment on it, and tell me all the cool stuff. And I'll make sure I talk to my bosses of the higher ups, and I will make sure I do definitely try and get a playthrough up and running. And yeah, that should be really fun. So I'm just going to take you through a couple things in the game, and then I'm going to call it a day, and then I will see what you guys say, and that will be pretty cool. Now there's a couple things you should probably know about this game before you continue. There is a third-person option if you use your scroll wheel on your mouse. I do believe that this is controller compatible. If you do select the option, I do not know for sure. Don't quote me on that. Yeah, that I believe that is a possibility. Your settings, typical settings, you know, graphics. You can all change it all. Surprisingly, it doesn't take a lot to run this game. They seem to make it kind of, you know, high quality but simple at the same time, to kind of cut it down to, you know, destroying your computer. A lot of audio options that you can change around, you know, combat, gameplay, camera, interface, social. You can change chat colors and all that jazz. Controls, you can rebind all your keys, which is really helpful if you are thinking of going super hardcore in this game. Logout button and a quit button. Logout means you just go back to your character selection screen. You can make up to 8 characters right now, which is pretty fun. But yeah, you can loot things just like in Skyrim or any other, you know, ElderScrolls game. This game is actually made by a different company. It's made by ZeniMax, which they did a really good job with this game. I do have to give them props for living up to expectations. Most people, when they think of, you know, Elder Scrolls, they think of some grand, awesome, huge game with tons and tons of stuff, and they really pulled it off. And some people don't think that they did live up to the expectations, but my personal preference is that they did a great job. And they keep adding stuff, like stuff I will show you in just a second. We'll go ahead and equip the weapon real quick. You can double click or you know, use E. Just gonna go ahead and do that. So you have weapons, armor, consumables, which will be your potions, and your food. Actually, there's a skill in this game where you can make food, and it'll have different buffs for you. Materials for you to make things, miscellaneous, which will basically have your lockpicks and all the junk you carry around. Your quests, it'll have your quest items, and then your junk, which you can mark stuff, and then it won't take up your inventory, and then you can get rid of it real fast. Over here, you have your character menu. You have your head, shoulders, knees, and toes. Do the Macarena. You have your basic gear stuff. You have your appearance, your neck, you know, your other stuff. Later, when you hit level 15, you do have the option to change a weapon set, which means you can set a specific skill line at the bottom, and which weapon you would like. So you can have, like, what I usually do for rangers is I do dual swords, and then I'll have a bow the other hand, and I'll arrange my skills accordingly. Here you have your upgrade screen. You can either level up Magicka, Stamina, and Health. For him, I would probably go for Health and Stamina right now. Actually, no, you would go for Magicka, because you would want Stamina once you start using a bow, but that doesn't come till later, around level 12. That's when you start getting the good stuff. Here you definitely do want to grab all these. These are going to be your abilities, and I will show you what each of these does in just a second. There are some people who like to put these in very specific order so they can easily you know, pull off combinations really quick. I know Anthony of our site is a former World of Warcraft player, as am I, and I definitely do know that it is really nice to know exactly what button you're pressing to do exactly what. It does come in really handy. But for each weapon there is a skill tree, so you can do two-handed, one-handed and shield, dual wield, bow, destruction staff, and restoration staff. Your armor, like I said, you have light, medium, and heavy. You know, light's like cloth and really light leather and other stuff. Medium is going to be just leather and animal hide, you know, heavier stuff. Heavy armor is going to be straight metal. Also in this game, once you learn about the story, this will kind of make more sense, but you have soul abilities that will help you later in the game. You have a racial skill, which I was talking about earlier. You have a shield affinity, which means basically you increase experience gain with one hand and shield skill line by 15%. And then you have tough, which max health, max stamina, and 10% chance to get your health back. In this game, there are different crafting skill lines like alchemy, blacksmithing, clothing, enchanting, provisioning, and woodwork. Each of these has its own ups and downs. Some of these things even go together. Like I know blacksmithing and what was it? Blacksmithing and woodworking kind of go together if you're making your own weapons. And I know clothing and woodworking definitely go together if you're going to be doing rangering, and also alchemy and provisioning. Those also go together. It depends on what your playstyle is, which you will definitely find out by yourself once you play a game. In the game, you have different style materials like that, so you'll be able to grab those. These are the provisioning recipes, so you can make tea. Yeah, your materials will show up there. Also, we have a journal, which will have all of your quests and all that jazz. Your collections, which is something new that they added, not entirely new, but somewhat recently. They added a store where you can use in-game currency that you get. I'm not exactly sure how you get them, but you do, and it comes with different costumes that you can put on your character so you can look different. So you can look like a scout or a thief or whatever you want. Also, they have mounts in this game. I would strongly suggest getting a mount as fast as you can, because sadly the running in this game gets a little bit annoying. These I think these are brand new, actually. Priestess of Meridia, for whom time is relative. This increases your experience gain for a limited period. So yeah, these are new. Bundles, digital Imperial Edition upgrade. Instead of actually going out and using real money to buy these, you can actually use the crowns. So you can actually buy those with real money, or I think it gives you more. I'm not exactly sure, but yeah, you can buy these different packs and all these different things, and but you don't have to. It does not impede gameplay whatsoever. These are basically just cosmetics and little things, but it does not impede gameplay whatsoever from my point of view. And I've played this game quite heavily. There is also a guild system. I'm a part of a couple of guilds. Let's see, is anyone on? No, it seems that I'm the only one on, which is very weird. Yeah, so yeah, there's really a sense of community in this game. If you need help, there will be a person there to help you. Also, there's an alliance war, which is your PvP, so you can go 30, 14, 7, and non-veteran. Those are basically how long they last, and you have different parts. There is an interesting mailing system. So if you purchase something in the market, or you get an upgrade to your crafting class skill line, you'll get a woodworker or something, and they'll send you free stuff to do that. And these are your notifications. So if you have a whisper, or you have any alerts or anything, that'll help bring it up to your attention. And then the help menu basically gives you kind of a rundown of what I just said, and it'll give you a little bit of a quick intro of what you're doing. So yeah, this game is it's pretty self-explanatory once you hop in. It won't leave you hanging like a lot of other games will nowadays, which is something that I've seen becoming a little bit more and more apparent, that games are kind of kicking you out on your own, kind of like your parents do after you hit about 19. Your parents are like, hey, you should probably go out and start going to college and not be here. So yeah, this game does kind of hold your hand for a while, and then after I'd say about level 20 or so, around level 20, once you get to a little bit higher level, it kind of does kick you out and it's like, hey, go do your own thing. But by then, you have a pretty good grasp of the game and you know what you're doing. So, I would like to thank you guys for catching this a little bit longer than normal review. My name has been Super Pickle. This has been Elder Scrolls Online. I really hope you guys like this game. I do enjoy it. It's probably one of my favorite games of all time. And I do really suggest, if you have the money and the time and the interest, that you guys do go out, grab this game, and hop in. If you'd ever like to play with me, and maybe some other people on Steam first, if they have it, please, all you gotta do is ask, throw these in the comments, and we will make sure that we try and hop on and help you guys out. But other than that, that's all I got. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys have a great day and the rest of your year. And I really hope you guys do subscribe and come back for more. My name has been Super Pickle, and I will see you guys in the next one.